movie fans. So generally, I try and do movie-related stuff. As you know, if you've been with this channel for a long enough time, or even if you just saw the name, it's kind of a movie-related channel. But given that it's E3 this week and that Arkham Knight comes out next week, I thought I'd take a look at the Arkham franchise this week and actually review the games. Not Arkham Origins, I'm just going to review Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, because Arkham Origins really... there's nothing memorable about that. It's just, meh, take it or leave it. But given how great the Arkham games are and how much I personally love them and they're some of my favorite games of all time, I thought I'd review them in anticipation for the Arkham Knight. Game that I've been waiting so long for and I can't wait to get it. Starting us off is that first entry in the smash hit franchise of the Arkham franchise, Arkham Asylum, which now that I think about it should really be frankly named Arkham Island instead, because it takes place on a whole island of Arkham instead of just Arkham Asylum. That's like one building, but that's beside the point. So the whole story of Arkham Asylum is Batman arrests Joker like he's done a million times, and he escorts him to Arkham Asylum like he's done a million times. But something's different this time. He catches him way too easily, and something just feels off. And in the biggest plot twist ever, something's off. Joker has apparently laid a big trap for Batman, and he runs off into the asylum, and Batman has to find him, track him down, stop whatever plan Joker has planned. And what do we get out of it? An amazing game. One of the best superhero video games of all time. Now, Batman is voiced by Kevin Conroy, the voice behind the Batman the Animated Series that I basically grew up hearing Kevin Conroy as Batman. In my mind, he is the definitive Batman. He kills it in this game. He translated animated voice incredibly well to video game voice. It's Batman for all intents and purposes. And so, since you have such a great Batman, you have such a great Joker. Mark Hamill, yeah, Luke Skywalker Mark Hamill is back as Joker. He also was the voice of Joker in the animated series from the 90s that I grew up with. So it's basically the voices that I heard as a kid now in this great video game, but it translated incredibly well. That being said, it's not the same tone as the animated series. It's much darker, but it still feels very much like a Batman. This is one of the best Batman experiences you can have in a game. It's very, very well-rounded. In my mind, no Batman movie so far has truly encapsulated all the aspects of Batman correctly. Either they'll focus on one aspect very, very strongly, like Batman Begins, he was very much a ninja, and they focused on his ninja training. But no Batman movie so far has encapsulated all the various aspects of Batman. The Arkham games really have excelled at that and give the actual Batman experience with being able to beat up thugs at will, but also being able to silently take them down if you want. They balance things out very, very well. If you have all these different gadgets and detective modes to be in, and you can go about how you want to take down your villains. Sometimes you'll have a whole room of thugs that you just have to basically brawl your way through. Other times you'll have a room full of thugs with heavy artillery that you have to very sneaky-like, take them out, or else they will hear you and basically shoot you, because Batman can die, contrary to popular belief. So you have to take them out one by one. It's great being on the edge of your seat and feeling like the Batman, just being able to just drop down and take some guy out, and the other guy's just not knowing what's happening, like freaking them out a little bit. He's got all these great gadgets, like being able to throw a batarang, or even a remote-controlled batarang. What I really like to do when I had to like take out all the guys with machine guns is basically just mess with them. Take a remote-controlled batarang, throw it within like 5 feet of a guy with a machine gun, clear across the room. He like starts freaking out. He's just getting really, really tense, and then you take him out. It's so much fun. And there's all kinds of different Batman villains to be had in this game. Like I said earlier, we have Mark Hamill as Joker, but you also have Bane, Joker, all the really, really famous Batman villains. And they play differently each time you have to fight them. They don't all play the same. It's not the Destiny effect of you get sick of playing because it's the same thing over and over. The way you fight against Bane is not the same way you fight against Joker or Poison Ivy. It's completely different. Now, yes, there's some mechanics that Bane fights like some other thugs that you fight, but for the most part, it's a different fighting experience each time you have a main boss. That being said, one of my gripes with the game is that the final boss fight, the Joker fight, is completely forgettable. There's so much more difficult fights in this, but it's more or less you fight random thugs instead of fighting Joker, and it's really a big letdown. But Rocksteady really knows what they're doing. With every single one of their games that they've come out with when it comes to the Batman franchise, they've done excellent stories with great dialogue that it feels like you're in this comic book world. And really, this feels very much like a wholehearted Batman experience. Another thing Rocksteady has excelled at incredibly well in these Arkham games, and it really started off in Arkham Asylum, was that of Easter eggs. They are the kings of Easter eggs in these games. Holy cow, you can get lost in this game and still just find new stuff, whether it be Riddler trophies, which in Arkham Asylum they're still attainable. You can still get 100% in the game, unlike Arkham City, but we'll get there later in the week. There's so much stuff that you can just wander around and get stuck in this room and find all these secret Easter eggs that, if you know your Batman lore, you'll be like, hey, that's referencing that, and it's really cool to see a studio that knows the source material that well and just makes it that much more of a layered experience as opposed to just a random action game. It's incredibly well balanced. One of my favorite things about the game is the combat, being able to either keep going with a random attack and just keep your combo going as you're just fending off wave after wave of big thugs just fighting you, but you also have some great counters. You can either just attack, but you will get like this notification that'll go above the enemy's head that will let you know, because you're Batman, when they're going to strike. And you can counter it and really just feel like the Batman. It's very easy to play and have fun with the combat, but it's actually kind of difficult to be good at the combat. It's easy to be sufficient enough and be able to clear a whole wave, but once you're able to figure out how to use your weapons and whatnot seamlessly in your combat without breaking up your combo, then it's becomes so much more fun, because then you're just chucking batarangs and laying bad guys out left and right, and it just flows naturally. It's a very good combat system. It's a very good playing mechanic that you don't find in a lot of games. Overall, Rocksteady made a great first impression in this trilogy that they're making, with a fantastic story, great voice acting, overall great action and gameplay mechanics. It's just a fantastic game overall, and I give it a 9 out of 10. It is one of the most complete Batman experiences. Well, what do you guys think about Arkham Asylum? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you see and you want to see more, subscribe to the channel, and check back later in the week as I'm going to review Arkham City, my favorite game so far, but we'll see if that changes with Arkham Knight. And also be sure to check me out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 17 Movie Reviews. Stay sharp, movie guys and gals.